Hey folks, Moosetro here. We are looking at another episode, and right now I have found that my plastic is running a little dry, which I think is largely due to the oil just not quite flowing in. So what I'm thinking about doing is dropping in a drop-off station for oil and a pickup station for oil. And I haven't done a pickup station for oil yet, so this will be the first one that I do for this world. We're gonna keep our U shape that or our circular shape that we've got a blueprint of and base it off of that. So I think let's lay some tracks down and see where we can go from there. Okay, we've got the loop close to the oil field. This feeds onto a line which then will work its way back to our inner circle, which means we also need a loop over here, not a loop, but a turn to get us over here. And then how do I want to drop off? I'm hoping there's enough room right here. We can see what our unloading station looks like. Doesn't quite fit there, but it does fit there. So let's do that. And then we can connect it right like that. Okay, once the bots get all those connected, we will have the ability to go from one station to the other station. And the bots are working on that. So next up would be to design the oil pickup station, which we'll get at now. I just realized that when I was making the trains, I did create a fluid load station. So we should be able to drop that right in. And we have the ability to load fluids. So we can name this station, it's going to be oil pickup. And then we can start dropping our fluid pumps. Okay, I think we've got the pump jacks putting fluids into our pipes. The pipes are heading down. They are filling up our fluid over here, which means we should be able to start getting oil flowing real quick like back to our base. We don't need that pump there. Then over here we've got fuel to unload into the storage system over here. So let's name this station here. In fact, let's just get rid of these trees around in this vicinity. This station we will call fuel drop-off. And we're at the point where we are producing a fair amount of these guys here, probably more than we need. And I can probably stop having these robots fly back and forth. Also, I've ran out of the sulfuric acid to feed my miners with, so I will need to get some more sulfuric acid over here, which isn't too hard. But we've got plenty of uranium for this purpose, so I'm not too concerned about that right now. Then we wire together our fuel tanks, and I think what I'm going to do is actually not account for the fuel in these back tanks. We'll just look at the 8 closest, and as long as that fuel is, we've got, if this is greater than, oh, I forget how much fuel fits in a tanker. 50,000 50,000 fits in the tanker. So if we have 4 tankers, if the number is less, no, once it hits above 200,000, we should be able to output a train signal of L equals 1, which will bring a train over for the purpose of loading up. Now, thinking about it, I think I might have done some calculation wrong. Let me pause and think. Yeah, I do actually want to connect the back ones here to the network because the storage capacity of those 8 tanks is not 200,000. So we want to look at all of the tanks. 25,000, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. Oh, what's the math? Ah! What did I say a tanker has? 50,000? Yeah, okay, 50,000 for a tanker. I'll go ahead and wire all the tanks so that I know when I've got enough. Something that I'm finding is interesting is this isn't quite balanced. I think it's filling up the back side first because of how the pumps function. And maybe that's a little bit of a mistake and I could balance it a little better. That being said, I do have twice as many pump jacks pumping into the tanker on the top, so we're probably okay. We will set the commands. It'll go to the oil pickup until we've got the full 200,000 oil, and then it'll head off to the oil drop off until the oil has emptied. And of course we'll keep a refuel and a parking interrupt. I think I need to check to see whether the rails are connected. I think it said it was. No, see, yeah. Stop is inaccessible, so I need to find where the stop is broken. Right there. That's where it's broken. There's a cliff. Okay. We can turn and go down right here. That's a little easy fix. Okay, once the rails get connected, we should have the ability to connect through to that. And the great thing about having the drop off here is that my fluid actually already pipes in at that location to my main oil supply. So we just have to connect to these existing pump jacks. There we go. We've got the line going up there, and we should be in business. Okay. Why do I have this wonkiness going on over here with the steam engines? That's sort of strange. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. I think maybe it had to do with where these fellers were put at and not having power getting to those two things, but we can pull those in a bit. And then we don't have that problem anymore. We get a bit more of our symmetry there. All right, now the next thing is I've got this pipeline and we have this oil here, but we also had this massive oil patch over here. Maybe not massive, but another oil patch, which means we probably could feed an oil line that kind of zigzags our way down and over to that patch and connects. So let's make a quick connection for that. Okay, we've got the pump jacks finally getting some energy over here, and the pipes are coming in, and they will connect up and run through this. Oh, we want to get one of those to connect right there. Runs along. Probably need another connection. Runs along, up. Oh, we need another connection there. And then I suspect that that line is too long, so we might need to get a pump that helps the oil flow along that distance, because it is kind of a far distance. I just realized the other major problem with the connection is we don't have land finishing the bridge across here. And I actually am kind of wondering if rather than doing land, I could do an elevated rail. Have I researched that? I haven't. It could be fun just to do that instead. Research that. It's outside of my bot network. I'm wondering if I could get one of these guys close enough. Would it cover it? I don't think it quite covers the whole. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go over there. We'll fix it ourselves manually. Okay, time to connect to this line where I did not have enough robo coverage. Oops, let's subtract that. There we go. Did we get enough earth to do it? We did! Which means we should be able to have our rail with our oil come soon. It's gonna come racing by and scare me. No, he still can't see it. Oh, I didn't put it on automatic. And off he goes. We have the ability to get oil, and this oil line is not overextended. Nice. Here he comes. Oil dropped off. Oil pumping up there. Oil pumping into this line. This thing should, yeah, this is filling up. And since this is filling up, we should be seeing our oil start firing off. It is. All of them are firing off, which means our petroleum should be going up, which it is. And if our petroleum is going up, then we should see plastic production go up. So that's a good thing. The whole point of the expansion was for that purpose. Since we're relying on lasers more, we're going to increase the damage of our lasers. And I think we can do that twice. Maybe even a third time, but we'll let those queue up. And of course we'll increase our damage from those. Robot speed. No, train speed. Military? Let's do military. Ooh, a second run of the train. I wonder if I should wire this up and say only come if there's room for a full train. I think maybe I should. There we go. We got that full plastic belt flowing. And with the full plastic belt flowing, we've got increased red circuits. And naturally, increased red circuits are going to eventually get over here and start increasing our blue circuits again. Increased blue circuits can start filling up my line for the rockets. What are these guys making? They're not making anything. Oh, I think we might just about be to the point where we can start working on getting a spaceship for going to the next planet. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. That was a pretty short episode, and maybe the next episode we will get into working on getting our first spaceship to head off to a planet, which means we should investigate a planet. Did I already? I think Volcanus is the one that I want to go to first because of asteroids. Holy moly, I don't even have the next level of armor up. What in the devil? Let's queue that up. Wait, can't I? Oh, that's why. Okay. We will move this and this. And then we'll get Volcanus ship. We will queue up that research when a spot opens up. Yeah. Okay, that's it for tonight, folks. This is Moosetro signing out. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good evening.